Yo, what is going on, you guys? Cube sale is tomorrow, and along with Cube sale also comes the Shining Starforce for Maplestory. Now, a lot of players are wondering, how do I take advantage of these events? Well, in today's video, we're going to go over how you should be taking advantage of Cube sale and Shining Starforce as an early, mid-game, late game, and end game player. Should you even be indulging in the Cube sale? Should you be saving for the Shining Starforce? We're going to answer all of those questions in this video. If this video helps you out at all, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It helps us out tremendously. Cube sale is 25% off all of cubes, so you're definitely going to want to be taking advantage of this. Now, what should you be spending this money on as an early game player? The answer is miso and drop gear. I know this is not the answer that you wanted to hear, but I highly recommend finishing your miso and drop gear, or at least starting it. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean doing your hybrid miso and drop lines and trying to get as close to 200 lines of drop and 100 lines of miso while farming. This is going to ensure you're getting the most amount of frags, the most amount of familiars, the most amount of nodes, and the most amount of resources while you're actually farming and playing the game. Hybrids are extremely important, and they're one of those annoyances that you really want to do as quick as possible. They're one of the more expensive early game upgrades, so you're definitely going to want to take advantage of it while you have a cube sale around. Now, you don't have to go for the full 200 drop gear. You can 100% settle on 180 drop or even 160 drop, as getting that last line of double drop can take tens and tens and tens of bill. Now, should you even be taking advantage of the Shining Starforce as an early game player? I would say no. Put all of your money into finishing your hybrids, and the next time around, then you can enjoy the Shining Starforce. But unfortunately, I think it's just most efficient to do the hybrids first. Get them out of the way. It's gonna make everything so much easier down the line. It's also gonna help with just boss drops overall. So early game, finish off your hybrids. Don't focus too much on the Shining Starforce. Of course, if you have a bunch of money laying around, you can try to go for some stuff, but we're going to save that for mid-game. Moving on to mid-game players, this is anything above level 270 all the way to level 280. But what should you be focusing on at this point in the game? Well, if I'm a mid-game player and you guys have your miso drop gear done, or at least your 180 drop, I really wouldn't recommend spending too much on cube sale. Now, the reason why is because a lot of your gear probably isn't 21 or 22 stars yet, so I would focus a little bit more on the Shining Starforce. Now, if you do want to spend a little bit on cube sale for items that you can just Starforce directly and you don't need to fodder. Now, what I mean by foddering is you get a spare piece of gear to 21 stars, like a reinforced belt, and then you would transfer it to a superior belt. Once you transfer a 21 star item to that superior belt or whatever you're foddering into, you're gonna lose that potential. So what I recommend at this point in the game is cubing things like CRA, Twilight marks, maybe do some of your rings and cube those to fake 3-line. What I mean by fake 3-line is anything like 9% all stat, 9% all stat, 6% stat, or 12% stat, 6% all stat, 6% all stat. Anything that is a combination of any usable 3-line for your class. So if I'm playing Ren, I would be going for strength, all stat, or all stat, strength, all stat. Anything like that, any of those combinations is going to give you a big damage boost while still being relatively cheap. Now, in terms of the Shining Starforce, what I recommend doing is getting your gear to 21 stars, or trying to get some of your gear to 21 stars. Now, the gear I recommend getting to 21 is going to be your CRA gear, and then any superior Golux item that you have to fodder. You probably don't have that much money at this point in the game, but mainly focusing on the CRAs. They're going to be extremely cheap. You don't have to safeguard them, and if you want to be even more efficient, you can actually fodder in pieces of pen Pencilier gear into those CRA items. And then after they're 21, then you guys can go ahead and cube them for fake 3-line. Mid-game, focusing on fake 3 lines and getting some of your gear to 21 stars. Now, moving on to late game, this is where I would categorize any character in the level range of 280 to around 285-ish. Now, if you're at this point, a lot of your gear probably is sitting at around 21 or 22 stars. Now, you have a couple options on this cube sale. Should you indulge in it or should you skip it? If you have a decent amount of money, you can go ahead and try to real 3-line your gear and real 3-line your WSE, your weapon, emblem, and secondary. It's going to give you a decent amount of damage while still being relatively cheap. This is what I like to call the awkward stage of the game. Things are getting more and more expensive. And then in terms of the Shining Starforce, whatever you guys do not have at 21 or 22 stars, try to finish and get all of your gear to that 21 and 22 star benchmark. Now, the thing is, the 30-star update is in the game currently. So what that means is you're going to be laddering a lot of items and having to potentially remake items if they get to higher stars. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's just say you have a pitch boss item that is sitting at 21 stars right now. You have a 21 star eye patch, but let's just say you have a spare that you want to tap that's in your inventory. You're going to want to tap that spare eye patch to 22 stars, then tap your 21 that you're wearing to 22. Now they're both sitting at 22. You're going to want to tap your spare to 23 and then tap the one you're currently wearing to 23. It might boom, but good thing for you, the other one went to 23. Now you're gonna have to remake the potential and flame on that. So that's kind of the point that you're at in this game. Of course, all the other gear that's just irrelevant, leave it at 21 or 22 stars. If you're at this point in the game and all of your gear is sitting at real 3 lines and you potentially want to push some of your gear to 23 stars and above, but you're wondering what gear that is, I recommend only trying to push gear past 22 that is eternal armors, pitch boss gear, slime rings, and that's pretty much it on what I would recommend. A lot of the other gear is pretty irrelevant. Definitely do not touch CRA. Don't touch your superior Golux items. They will be replaced by pitch in the future. Those are just a list of items you can potentially go for 23 stars if you're thinking about pushing items on this Shining Starforce. But if you're feeling lucky and you have a spare pitch, I definitely recommend trying to push the limits on those pitch boss items or those eternal items. Moving on to the end game. What do I recommend? What am I going to do? This is definitely one of the most awkward points that I've ever been in at the end game with the Shining Starforce right here with the new 30-star update and cube sale. To be honest, I don't really recommend a lot of endgamers to take advantage of this cube sale. I just think that the damage gained from going for double prime items is extremely minimal compared to the amount of damage gained you can get from 23, 24, 25 starring your gear. Of course, 25 is on the higher end and 23 is a lot more accessible. 24 is also a lot more accessible. So to be honest, I recommend skipping the cube sale as a whole as an endgamer unless you have gear that is sitting at 24, 25, 26 plus stars. Then I recommend double priming that gear. But if you don't have gear that's at 24, 23, 25, 26, 27, I would not double prime it at all. Do not even think about double priming gear that is sitting at 22 stars. You are going to replace that gear and it is going to become irrelevant, and you're going to be pissed that you just spent 100 bill on some stupid 22 star slime ring that you've now 24'd and you have to double prime. Take it from me, I have double primed my slime ring now 3 times. I got it to 22 stars. I double primed it a year ago. I got it to 23 stars. Then I double primed it 6 months ago, and now I got my slime ring to 26 stars, and I'm having to double prime it again. Double primes are not that much final damage compared to the amount amount that you get from Starforcing. Keep that in mind going into this event. I know obviously endgame, you think everyone knows what's going on, but to be honest, this is like the first time that we've ever had overlapping events like this, but then also with a brand new system in the game, like the 30-star update. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. I kind of want to hear, are you guys going to be taking advantage of the cube sale? Are you going to be taking advantage of the Shining Starforce? I'd love to hear it in the comment sections below. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Spend some time with your family. Appreciate you guys very, very much, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.